Oh my goodness. I just watched a Chelsea side get outpossessed and resort to playing counter-attack football versus newly promoted Luton Town. And only manage, and that is by the skin of our teeth, to beat Luton Town 3-2. That is the Chelsea that Pochettino continues to give us. Welcome to yet another video right here on Mugomisa Talks Chelsea. My name is Desire Derek for Mugomisa. I talk Chelsea Football Club on this section of this YouTube channel, and I am asking you that if you like what you see today, please go ahead and subscribe to this channel. Make sure you turn on that notification bell so you don't miss out on all the content that I get to bring to you on this one. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get into it. What a time to be alive. There are positives, definitely. We ended there on with a win, but this 2023 needs to be forgotten. But before we talk about all of that, in this particular video, I'm here to let you know that I'm going to be sharing with you 7 things that I learned watching that 3-2 victory by Chelsea over Luton Town. Let's get into it. Lesson number 1 that I learned is that nothing has changed. The difference today, and which really is the difference between us losing this game terribly or drawing it, and what we actually did winning, was that Noni Madueke and Cole Palmer, for all 3 of our goals, went out of their way to be at their brilliant best with a huge slice of luck to ensure that we scored 3 goals in this particular one. I can assure you that both goals, actually all 3 goals, except for the one that was cancelled. There was even another one that I don't know how they missed it, Luton Town. But yes, we could have lost this game 4-3 even with those 3 goals scored. That's how terrible we are under Pochettino. The thing about this is that, again, I'm starting to sound like a broken record. We are relying a little too much on the individual brilliance of these players. Of course, players have got to be brilliant. Of course, players have got to be good. That's why we sign them. That's why we get them. Some of these players, yes, it's their own potential, but they keep showing you glimpses of what they can be. But we're not providing them the platform, and we need to start providing them the platform. We need to provide them the platform through which they bring their expertise to the party. We need to be, again, away from football, back to companies and management and governance and all of that. We need to be the company with a good culture where people who are talented come in and they tell us, hey, there's a way we could actually, I see what you guys are trying to do here. How about we bring this thing? We used to do it in my old workplace, or I am aware of how to do this. If we add it to what we are doing, we'll be doing great. What we are doing right now is these people walking into a club, or a company with a company culture, and they're bringing whatever they can on their own accord to the party. And sometimes it works, many times it doesn't. And it almost didn't work again today. Nothing has changed. You cannot convince me that Armando Broja is as poor as we watch him every day. No, there is no way you can convince me that the Enzo Fernandez that went to Portugal half a season, went to the World Cup, started off as a bench player, then became a starter throughout winning the World Cup, crucial member of that squad. You cannot tell me that Enzo Fernandez comes to Chelsea, looks great, not good, great, under Graham Potter, because for the longest time, he was the only midfielder we had playing. He was pinging balls up left and was saying, yes, this is definitely an upgrade on Jorginho. That Enzo Fernandez, who worked under Graham Potter, who worked under Frank Lampard, is poor. Suddenly, under Pochettino, Moises Kaido, he is not that poor. You cannot convince me. You cannot. Disasi, I mean, you can go back and watch some of these highlights and all these things. And even when we signed him, we were relying on what he had done, and that video is right here. He was a £40 million gamble, even less now we know. He's not as poor as we are making him out to be. We can see his hardware, his software. He's a fast defender. He reads the game. He cannot be as poor as we are making him out to be. And guys, this needs to change. These players are suffering. We have no direction. How did we lose? Well, it feels like we lost, and yet we didn't even get to lose. And that's just my first lesson of 7. Let's move on to another thing that we got to learn in this particular game. We learned that Pochettino, of course, avoided bringing in Noni Madueke against Crystal Palace because Gusto was on the right wing. He only brought him on later when Gusto had moved to the left and they had been discussing the right back position. Therefore, there was defense and all of that. So for me, what that communicated is that, Pochettino is worried about the defensive contribution of Noni Madueke. This is not to castigate Pochettino or anything. It is really to just come out to Noni Madueke and tell him, what a game you had, bruv. It's not even about the goal that he scored. By the time Noni Madueke scored that goal that he did, we could have been 2-0 down if he had not been the guy at right wing. Yes, we could have been 2-0 down because he goes to the back post and heads out a ball where 8 out of 9 times this season we have considered a goal at the back post because some guy, Malo Gusto, failed to track their defender. Even in that moment, Malo Gusto lost his attacker in that moment, and it was Noni Madueke with the header in there, putting in a couple of tackles. There were a couple of moments whereby he was the deepest person on the right flank, winning back balls that could have been crosses. He was actually stopping crosses, and I don't know why we've not seen it. I'm not so sure if Pochettino doesn't see it and they don't train about it and all of that. We let in way too many crosses. For a team that cannot head the ball out, we let in too many crosses. And Noni Madueke a couple of times doing just enough to stop the cross from coming in. So yes, big stuff for him. And yeah, that was huge stuff that he got to put through. Levi Colwill, what vision that boy has on him right there. First and foremost, he's still not a left back. And every time I watch the things that he did today and I imagine that he has to compromise and get to come up with some sort of solution from left back, it irks me, it pains me, it hurts me. It does so many things to me. Because as a left centre back, pinging the balls that he was pinging today, when you look at, of course, it was at a much higher level as a left back. And sometimes, many times actually, a couple of times, he went forward, tried those passes, and we were brought back. He's not the fastest of people and all of that. So I do not know why we keep pushing this experiment that is clearly not working, Pochettino. But Levi Colwill at centre back, left centre back, I am excited for what we shall manage to get out of that man. I'm not so sure anymore that Pochettino will be the guy that will get to do that. It looks like he's working so hard to get sacked because what was that game against Luton Town today? What were we doing, man? What? But anyways, Levi Colwill, big game. Key for both goals, that we scored in the first half. It was his pass that found Nicholas Jackson on the wing before he had that flimsy attempt at goal, and somehow Paul Palmer gets on the ball and gets to smash it and get that header, get that goal, and then of course it was also Levi Colwill that drives up the left and then somehow unexpectedly for the rest of the team finds Cole Palmer still in the middle, as in Cole Palmer gets to find Madueke, who does his magic to brilliantly find that goal for Chelsea. So yes, Cole Palmer, Levi Colwill, big asset that we do have in that guy. Anyone that is frustrated by what he brings to the team, especially as he plays off of the left wing back position, I think we might need to be very left back, actually full back. We might need to be very patient with that, and maybe someday Pochettino can wake up, or maybe another manager who is seemingly more and more inevitable by the day gets to come in and does the right thing. Cole Palmer, man of the match today, back on song finally. 2 games off the boil, suspended in the 3rd. We missed you, Cole Palmer, and that was some cold stuff you put through today for both goals, the opening goal and the goal that turned out to be the winning goal today. That through pass, how he manages, and Nicholas Jackson though, that was a very good one. I think he put in quite the shift as well, Nicholas Jackson today. We have to give him his credit, but Cole Palmer picks up the ball, has the calmness with about 3 or 4 defenders around him to just, be calm. shimmy, is that what they call a shimmy? I think so. Shimmy the goalkeeper, keep the ball, still not panic, because I've seen people who panic and they blast the ball over or somehow, shoot the ball into a defender. Still hold off his defender and have the calmness to find the space between the challenges to find that goal. Cole Palmer, just like Noni Madueke came out of state, they call him Cold Palmer in the squad. And that is definitely some well-spent £45 million. Kudos to the recruitment team. At a point where we were all thinking Ryan Sheki, at a point where we were all thinking Olise, as much as that had died out, and so many other brilliant names across the world. Cole Palmer came as a surprise when he came through, and I don't think I even reported it. I'll just link the video here, how I reported Cole Palmer's signing. I don't think I even thought it was a good move. I don't think so, but wow. Wow, Cole Palmer, big stuff coming through right there. And of course, it does give us another option. Maybe, just maybe, Nkunku up top, Cole Palmer in the 10, Noni Madueke on the right, Sterling on Mudryk on the left. That looks like a very mobile and quick front line that could, offer so many problems to so many different teams, yeah? Anyways, let's get to move on to some of the other things in there. I've had a lot of castigating to do with Pochettino. I have a positive thing to say about him today, and for me, it is his man management. I think the man management is one of the big things that we hired him for, and it continues to show just how strong he is in that area. And I think him pushing the players and keeping them outside the squad and telling them to work hard and earn their positions in the team is something that we are starting to see, results of, especially if we're going to use the Noni Madueke example. This was no Noni Madueke we saw at the end of last season, or when he came in and all of that. He seemed to be, in free fall, freestyle or something like that, and all of that. Laissez-faire, if at all that you also want to use that term, and all of that. The Noni Madueke we see now, I just talked about how he was dropping as deep as he was to defend the ball, to head balls out and all of that, driving at goal more. Back where I come from, they say there are things that some players do business-like, not just having fun. It's all about the results, the return on investment as far as that is concerned. And I think that's the Noni Madueke we are watching now. I don't think we watched this Noni Madueke before, of course, that injury and whatever drama they had between him and Pochettino. He is definitely proving a point to Pochettino, and he's doing a good job. And I think if a manager can manage players and personalities the way Pochettino has done with this Noni Madueke situation, it has to be credited. That is brilliant. That is brilliant stuff. And Noni Madueke, I hope he locks down that right wing position, because, hey, who are you to put him out of position right now? Let's talk about another guy that played so well today. Petrovic, what a guy, what a goalie. On a weekend where the reports came through that, Sanchez is nearing his return, and many of us, I'm so glad though, before he got that injury, there are a couple of people, when I did this video here, there are a couple of people who are telling me, how are you out there? You will check the comments in this video as well, the video that I just put up there. You're telling us about an MLS player and all of that. You know what, guys? Forget about which leagues these players play at. Look at them. For me, what I did then, I looked at his highlights a couple of times. I watched a full game, where they said he had done well and they had put in some penalty saves and good saves and all of that. I watched one of those, and then I read some literature around, not literature per se, but articles about the kind of player he was and what he had managed to achieve in such a short time at New England Revolution and all of that. And I was convinced that he was the right guy, as you saw in that video, or you will see in that video. And I am so glad to see. I didn't see what I am seeing right now. I am pleasantly surprised that it gets that good. So Petrovic, very well done tying down that number. I am sure he has done enough to tie down that number, because Sanchez never ever reached 3/4 of what Petrovic has done in such a short time. And I would imagine an extended run in the goal with the competition that Sanchez should be able to offer from the outside, that should get to give us a very good goalie. I am starting to think legendary status for this guy. He's giving me Peter Cech vibes. Like, he's not the best distributor of the ball, but he says, you know what? I don't care where it's going. It's out of here. If I find a player and he has found them, quite a lot, much more than Sanchez did, I think. And when it's not going to go in, hey, we are kicking it out. We are not just going to hold on to the ball. We are not going to dribblers and just give all the fans, edge of the seat moments and all of that. And finally, Moises Kaido. Now, Moises Kaido, I'm still not so sure why so many say we wasted money on him. He's not the Brighton Moises Kaido. We have to agree to that. He's not the Brighton Moises Kaido. And for me, again, I still put it down to the manager. Yes, it's also probably about his bedding in and his gelling with the team and all of those kinds of things. But I don't feel like the manager is playing so many players right and all of that. I feel that the role that Conor Gallagher is thriving in would be the role that Moises Kaido should be playing and all of those kinds of things. But I also understand that, hey, there's no defensive cover and all of that at the moment. So we have to wait it out and see. But Lavia, I hope he comes back soon, because the Moises Kaido, the box-to-box Moises Kaido, the one we struggled against when we played Brighton and so many other clubs did, if he's putting in these in this makeshift position, in my opinion, and this defensive midfield clean-up role and all of that, when people say, oh, reckless tackles and all of that, that's not this man's primary job. He can do a bit of it. He can do it, actually, and all of that, but not when he is the defensive guy. He's the guy who is running down with you, making you uncomfortable, getting the ball off of you, and restarting the play and all of those kinds of things. At the moment, he can't exactly do that, because, hey, he has to be the primary CDM and all of that. I am excited for the future. Big game yet again put in by Moises Kaido today. Big? No, it's not big. I started with the low part. I finished with the good ones that I could pick out from this particular game, and it's now feeling like, oh, we were happy. No, we won that game 3-2. Luton Town had to miss some, otherwise scoreable goals, and they also did have a goal ruled out because of offside. Luton Town came from 3-0 down to almost draw with us or even beat us. Luton Town had us defend. Luton Town outpossessed us in the first half. Luton Town. Pochettino, man. Guys, subscribe to the channel, yeah? That's what I can control, or what we can control. Please subscribe to the channel. Turn on the notification bell so you don't miss out on all the content that we get to bring to you on this channel. And please share these videos with as many people as possible. And another little thing you could do for us, like these videos. They do so much for the channel. Like these videos. Like them. It is because of those many likes that we'll be able to have our content go as far wide as possible as we build this Chelsea Football Club community. So please, go out there, do it for me. I'd very appreciate it. Have yourselves a great evening, I guess. I wish you a happy new year. And while at it, let's keep the blue flag flying high.